on the video for like we have to. I'm gonna have to go live. I'm gonna press the go live button. Yeah, I've been working on it like for a week, for like a week and a half, a month and a half.
Nice.
And like this past week, it's just been like getting up in the morning, spending some time with the person that wakes up next to me sometimes.
Your romantic partner?
Yeah, this is my romantic partner, and then I actually try to spend time with her as much as I can because it's really good. It's a great excuse not to work, but then it's like work till 3 in the morning.
I can't work. I'm fucking my girlfriend.
Hell yeah,
Well,
brother.
Good on you, brother.
Since you've been working hard, you know what people get as a reward for hard work?
Money, usually.
Promotions.
Getting hard again.
I don't get promoted. I'm already the boss.
But
I thought when people work really hard, they get a bag of candy and 2 movie tickets.
Yeah, they get the $25 gift card to the place that they work at.
25 aims. Wait.
No, I'm talking about that one dude who worked at Burger King without a day off for 27 years, and that's what they rewarded him with.
Yeah.
Going.
It's truly unspeakable. The Queen died last week already, right? That was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already had the meme fest for that.
Yep.
Yeah, now the UK's doing North Korea and saying you can't have fun.
Yeah.
Genuinely incredible.
No. Did you hear the story about the Australian gal?
Yeah.
No, when the Australian government actually arrested her.
No, she didn't get arrested, but she's getting a fine.
But wait. Oh wait,
it's
no,
not from the
Australia-
government though. That's like from the sporting organization.
It's not a it's not, but still, it's fucked up that the sporting organization would do that.
Yeah.
Well,
You forget it's not a crown dependency, but it's part of the Commonwealth. First of all, second of all, it's Australia.
No, but it's important to make the distinction between like a legal thing and it's just a shitty company doing a shitty thing.
Two football clubs in England are getting investigated because they played the game yesterday.
Yeah, that's just the degree of shit where it's like, oh yeah, the food banks are gonna be closed. It's like, all the shit that people really need.
The one thing.
Yeah, the cancer treatment centers.
I can't believe they postponed cancer treatment. That was
speaking of
the only person whose health really mattered in the country has died. What's the point?
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of things you can't criticize, Disney's new Israeli superhero film hits a raw nerve of Arabs.
They're making Captain America. Yeah, that's. I think my favorite thing about that is it's a movie about an Israeli person, and it's called The New World Order. Yeah. That's amazing.
The classic 1981 comic page shows the giant green Hulk, tears streaming down his face as he yells at Sabra, the Israeli superhero agent, an agent of the country's Mossad spy agency. The corpse of a young Palestinian boy killed in explosion by apparently Arab terrorists at his feet. Boy died because boy's people and yours both want to land. Boy died because he wouldn't share Hulk's.
I have a question. With the Ariel thing, why are people upset about the fish having a different color?
Because people are mad and they generate revenue by being mad on the internet.
Wait. They're also hypocrites. They're also massive hypocrites.
Yeah, see, the thing you gotta remember about Quarter Pounder is that he has no actual skills, job, wealth creation skills. So he just makes videos saying, "Oh, they did the skin color."
They did do the thing.
Let's get mad at it, and that's how he makes money.
Guys, wait, I want to say real quick. The comic that the CNN article is quoting, it links to a comic pirating site, so you can read it. I don't know the legality of the site, but it's for reading comics.
Wait, they reference a pirating site? Oh,
no, they
damn,
linked to it. They fucking linked to it.
LMAO
That is
base.
kind of base.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that's.
I don't want to.
cool.
I think it's readcomiconline.li. Literally, it's on image. It's on
That
Excel
sounds
image.
unbelievably shady. Like, just...
That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make.
Yeah, I get. Yeah,
I use it though. It's a good site.
I just opened it. I have
I use Get Comics. Get Comics is my
Wait.
place.
Wait, for Winter, you opened it.
I opened it, and I'm gonna take a screenshot of my page because the ads that I've gotten are so fucking dodgy.
You should well use
I
ad
will-
block. It's
I
gonna
will
be that.
say-
Use ad block.
Hey guys, check out this little guy I saw on my tire. I don't know if I ended up running them over or not.
Oh no.
Probably, yeah, he's
Oh.
probably dead now.
It's a praying
Yeah.
mantis. They're lesser life forms than fish.
Yeah, no, that's such a shit, Chris.
Hell yeah, dude! Anna has sent 7 photos. You should probably check that
Actually,
out,
it's
dude.
fine.
I
The
do,
virus is
I do,
detected.
I do want to say though. I do want to say,
I
like
swear
the
to
queen
God.
dying has been one of the most base things of all times because first of all, it gets rid of monarchs, which is based, right?
Well, get.
Um,
I'm sorry.
well, it's one monarch, unfortunately, which oh well, yeah,
What
can't
is
win
that?
everything.
I didn't hear what you're talking about in the grand scheme of things.
No, but like the grand scheme of things is that I think 2 other Commonwealth countries are discussing leaving the Commonwealth
Nice.
Cool. Good job.
because of the Queen's death, as well as the
If I-
fact that obviously like a shit ton of other things like imperialism and a fuck
Well,
ton of
yeah,
other things.
it's like unless you're like Canada and Australia, I mean, what good does it have to be a part of the Commonwealth?
Australia
mean-
was discussing it, yeah, at one point.
If I can ask
Yeah.
something, hey, real quick. I know you just brought up the fucking Queen's death, but I had a thing I've always wondered. I want to ask you guys this. So there's been
Yes.
a weird trend in Hollywood over the last, I think 5 years of redhead characters, white redhead characters being casted with black actors and their characters being reimagined as black. I'm not saying it's some weird conspiracy to erase redheads, but it's a weird pattern. Why is that? That it's mainly
have
redhead characters.
never heard this before.
I have
Yeah.
heard this before
First time
from
I've heard it.
Critter. Critter talks about shit all the time.
Yeah.
No, okay.
You're right. I remember.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that was
Cody,
good. I do remember that
It's a
exact
secret
conversation
royal
we had.
family. It's a secret royal family conspiracy to replace Irish
Yeah,
people.
Irish people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I honestly think it's just because, and my wife pointed this out beforehand. Redheads are super overrepresented in a lot of comic stuff. Like
Yeah,
for some reason, just there's a
Because
ton of
they're
redheads.
cool.
Yeah, because they're cool.
Despite,
I mean,
despite-
no, redheads are hot. That's not
Yeah.
the thing. They are
I said-
hot
I
as
said-
fuck.
Where
Like,
you got that observation.
I said my wife said it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I give you credit. Shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Wait, redheads are
woman, I've given you enough
It's
credit
not.
already.
It's
Shut
just
the
that there's a
fuck up
lot
and
of
give me a
redheaded
sandwich.
characters more than there are redheaded people. Like there's just a ton of
Despite
redheads in most media.
Despite making up only
Oh.
13% of the population, redheads make up 50% of the white female actors.
I will say that thing you said to your wife was literally just the energy of, "Shut up, woman! I've given you enough credit. Now go into the kitchen and make me a sandwich."
Hell
It
yeah,
is.
dude.
She might have to. My leg hurts.
So Cody, you really think
Not
wait,
me.
so wait, Cody, the redhead characters are really really abundant in fictional media.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it's
Yeah.
because just red hair in
It's
comics especially pops
It's very
out more.
striking.
It stands out visually.
Yeah, visually it's super striking. Like you see someone with red hair, it's like,
When
oh
you see
shit.
someone with red hair, you're like, wow, they're intense. And you see someone with brunette hair, they're like, wow, they're pretty plain and normal.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of protagonists though are blonde or brunette white people. I feel like that's a key, also a key amount too. Is that you see just
blonde is pretty common.
I
Well,
think some that also happens specifically in Hollywood is that producers see women specifically with red heads damn, that gets my dick hard.
Mhm.
Yep, definitely.
Wouldn't that be the opposite then? There would be an overrepresentation of redheads in comic adaptations.
Yeah, but I mean that's because now there was Me Too, and so now black people can move in.
You make a good point.
Yeah. Also,
they
don't
legalized
forget
black people in movies in 2007.
Redheads got me too.
Don't
as
forget,
race.
it's easy to exploit black people from what producers
Honestly,
do.
it's really just people are doing pattern recognition over nothing. Like it's just.
Yeah. I'm like, am I? Is there something here? It's a pattern recognition. Thank you for
No,
answering.
it's just that they're just. It's just.
Are they like paying the black actors way less than the white ones? And is this just like a fucking them trying to
statistically yes
getting around union shit, like trying to?
Oh
my god,
that would not surprise me. That would not surprise me.
They get rid of the Irish characters so they don't have to deal with unions.
Just fucking.
No, they get rid of the Irish characters to make.
Well, that's not going to help because all the Irish people are cops and they're the ones who bust the unions. So that's not going to go well for them.
What's going to replace the blackies then?
The Chinese. There's a whole bunch of them.
Wait, did you just say the blackies?
Yeah, he did say the blackies.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You forget Kor is Turkish. He can say that.
What?
Wait, Turkey.
I don't think Turks are black. I don't think that's how that works.
Wait, no.
Oh, they are.
I have not been to Germany, my dude.
They are. Yeah, they are in Germany.
I gotta just look this up to see.
You forget the Islamic world,
Turks
like
are the most suppressed people of all.
Are Turks
are like Turks are like the whitest people in the Islamic world.
This is the American perspective.
Guys, just go with the meme. Turkish people are the most oppressed people of all.
This is the American perspective. This is the American perspective, because Turkish people that went to America were usually immigrants from like very high skilled fields. They're like Indian immigrants that end up working in hospitals and stuff like that. In Germany specifically, there were Turks, usually from Anatolia, who came here to perform, quote unquote low skill labor, and that's why here there is.
I think being poor gives you an N-word pass. I don't think that's how that works either.
No, but I don't know if I can I can really say this, but there's a famous German comedian who is Turkish German comedian. Mm-hmm. Who basically because they have like heavily adopted hip hop culture, like American black gangster rap hip hop culture.
Sure,
it's like Puerto Ricans in New York,
and
like Fat Joe.
That's true, but I know Dominican in New York.
He calls them
as mock pretty often for doing
ersatz N-words. Like that was the.
Oh my god!
Wait, when you say Puerto Ricans, are we talking about fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine? Because he said the N-word so much in his music.
Isn't he Mexican?
He's Puerto Rican apparently, but I can't tell if he's.
Yeah.
I don't think people like him very much on account of all of the child abuse allegations.
True. But before that,
and the being a snitch thing.
I mean, but before that, though,
I think his nationality. I think his nationality is Skittle. Like, have you seen his teeth?
And also before that, they didn't like him for making shit music.
Yeah,
I like to think his mom and dad got kinky with Skittles, and that's why he looks like that.
Shout out to I have to know I've talked about him. Shout out to fucking Serdar Somuncu. He was the comedian who said this. Comedy. I think this was in the 90s. What he did is he took Mein Kampf, the book, and he just went all over Germany just like reading it on stage. And like making fun of it.
Okay, that's a power move.
It's hilarious.
That man is a fucking bomb.
Yeah, he was the chancellor candidate for the like comedian joke party in not the last election but the one before that.
Pretty much I'm gonna go with the middle one.
Jesus Christ, dude. You didn't have to. It was not the point that you would answer that question. I don't think that was the point of the joke.
Cool, it has the most human-like features. It has pigtails and a human-looking butt.
Let me see if I can find that fucking the copy pasta about the water type one. about it being like the most compatible.
Please.
Oh
please
my
do
fucking
not.
god!
Did
No,
you
fucking
know
don't. That's
that
cancer.
Orion?
Do it. What is the name of the middle one? Actually, I do like it. I do like its design, but I don't know its
Why
name.
does it have a tie hanging from its ear? That's what I want to know.
It has like it's like pigtails.
That's Glaceon. That's the ice type.
Oh, it's the
That doesn't really answer my
Seda
question.
Sumunchu wrote a couple of books, and they have some beautiful they have some beautiful names like the Hate Testament.
Yes. Yes.
Remains of a Mass Murderer, or the Adolf
Anyway.
He used to call himself Der Hassias, which basically means the does Messias?
The hate Messiah.
The hate sire, basically, yeah.
Bro, that's like, dude, this
fucking
guy is literally a power move.
Jackie Chan is so funny.
Oh, fucking shit, dude.
What are we looking at? I'm sorry.
I was looking at what Burger posted.
He had a late night show he called the Hate Night Show.
Oh yeah, Hate Night was not as good as it could have been, though. I feel like they kind of reined him in too often.
What Hate Night?
Yeah, so
Literally a
the
show
Hate
called
Night
Hate Night?
show. Ah, he was fucking great. One of his lines is, "Everyone has a right to be discriminated against."
What?
No, that's yeah.
What is
Look it
Hate Night?
It's a play on the term late night, but instead of late night, it's hate night.
I know, but who's doing this? Like, who's doing this show?
1984. The 1984 country. You know that one country in 1984 called 1984.
Yeah.
I'm so lost. Where's this parody being? Who does this parody show?
The guy we've been literally talking about for like 10 minutes.
Oh, the Turkish guy. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey Burger, could you explain the joke 3 more times to me, please? I haven't quite gotten it
So basically, the joke is he's Turkish, but he does like he does comedy that's like racist in a way where he makes fun of racism, and it's funny because he's Turkish, but he's also like German, so he's very well spoken. And that's
You know what would be a really unique and an interesting Turkish comic would be a Turkish comedian who makes fun of Turkey.
He probably does. I'm pretty sure he's been shitting on Erdogan quite a bit at some point. I haven't actually.
Oh, thank God.
Personally, at his house, he like bent over and shit on his chest.
Yeah.
Did an Amber Turd.
If you get the chance, believe me.
He probably would. Yeah.
What is
just
Turkish
for the
security gonna stop him?
He would. Yeah, he's gonna do it for the bit. Honestly.
Shit's
Honestly,
outside the Turkish Turkish Capitol building for the joke.
I will say though, I have had a pretty shitty week. I've been sick the entire week. I still am kind of sick. It's gotten better, but like, it felt like I had a cold at the same time that someone had shoved a cactus down my throat.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, it felt like that. My throat felt like that for the first few days. Thankfully, it was not COVID again, but it kind of made me worry for like a week, where it's like, is the test sure that it's not COVID? Because this feels like fucking COVID all over again. And the test for 5 days repeatedly said, no, it's not COVID. I'm like, bro, how the fuck did I get this?
I mean, I think I think a lot of people just everything. People forget that there's more diseases than just COVID now. So now, anytime anyone gets something, it's like, oh, how have I gotten sick? And it's not the coronavirus. Coronavirus is the only disease that still exists. It's like, no.
It's because we got so used to not getting sick ever, because we were staying inside all day, every day, and never interacting with anybody ever. And
I've really not gotten sick more or less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's been
I
good.
got sick less
that's
because I was
fair.
not like walking around in giant crowds of people anymore.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can meet up with Chris and another friend on Saturday evening. You still up for that, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
No, it all depends on the way. Also, the annoying thing is, I still have not received any email from like the venue provider to a concert I'm going to on Monday, which is the Queen's funeral. Need I add? Saying that it was canceled. I'm like, well, is it canceled or not? Because like, I'm not sure,
Yeah.
which is really annoying.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but-
The death of the Queen seems to like mostly be an inconvenience to like British people. Like that's
No, it's so for a lot of English boomers, especially because I talked to my parents and my grandparents who do have quite a big social circle of like British people, but also French people, and a lot of British people their age seem to take the death of the Queen not hard, but you know they're quite sad.
there's apparently like they're expecting like 1 million people to queue outside the Commons to like see.
I'm
the
just
body.
like,
They are
bruh.
already. It's ridiculous. There's a 13-hour queue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not doing that shit.
Insane.
I'm gonna go and I'll take pictures of the queue. I'm not gonna like queue, but I'm gonna take pictures of the queue.
I mean,
All right,
this
good
is
luck.
people.
In Germany, I would be sitting there. Oh Jesus Christ! I can see the sprinters coming in their like Christmas market style already.
Yeah. Oh, that would be. That is a IRA moment.
Oh man, I just.
Fuck.
Some of the IRA.
No, the Irish though. The Irish lad shouts out to them. They've been an absolute fucking riot.
Well, this is in the box.
Man, I've been really hoping for this railroad strike to go through, but fucking Dark Brandon came in at the last minute and brokered a deal, so the strike's not going to happen. I was so hoping this strike was going to happen.
Is this the? Okay. So I don't know that much about the railroad strike because there's been a complete media blackout about it. But is it a good deal that he brokered?
Well, it looks like the railroad workers will be getting a 24% pay raise.
That's not what they wanted.
Holy shit, that's not what they wanted.
That's not what they asked for. They hadn't.
Well, they didn't.
They were not even striking because of their pay.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was because of
they were denied any sick days.
Yeah.
They had zero sick days.
So
all it says, it's the only thing.
Is that even legal?
Okay,
that is in fact legal in the United States. We are a hellscape.
Fuck.
Yeah, truck drivers,
we are not
and railroad
guaranteed we are not guaranteed any sick time or any vacation time by law. Your work is you only get it by the good graces of your boss.
Breaking.
President Biden just announced major deal
the only time I've seen we've had mandatory sick time is
that gives workers 24% wage boost and improved working conditions. That's all it says.
The only federally guaranteed sick time I've seen given out to workers is if you were a federal employee, you were given sick time if you got COVID. That was it.
Damn.
Which I got.
If you were a federal employee.
Yeah, which I was. So by
if the railroad strike went through, if the railroad strike happened, Amtrak would be shut down. So there would be no passenger rail, because they run the companies that the railroad workers work for maintain the tracks that Amtrak uses. So Amtrak would be shut down. No ammonia fertilizer or anything for farmers.
The worst thing, of course, would be that people would hear about it. That's the main problem.
Yeah. Well, everything would be shut down.
The main thing that would be a problem that most people are going to experience is a lot of the train shipments are going to be transporting corn, and that means that there's going to be significantly less meat products on the shelves. So people will realize that there is a lack of meat.
Also, you also got to remember ethanol, because we blend gasoline with ethanol. So, because ethanol is made from corn, and you can't transport ethanol via pipelines. You have to transport it via
Sorry?
tankers.
You're wrong.
Ethanol
I do not make ethanol. I drink it.
Why can't you transport ethanol via pipeline?
Because pipelines leak, and if you get water and ethanol, you can't use the ethanol.
Okay, so
Yeah,
apparently
ethanol is kind of reactive.
the railroad workers are still going to vote on whether or not they'll accept the deal. Which, given that if the deal really does not address their core points, might...
No, all it does is it's very vague.
Yeah.
All it does is say pay raise and worker benefits. It's way too fucking vague.
The Republicans
So-
tried to pass a bill to force them to stop.
Yeah, I know, but Bernie
Yeah,
blocked
of
it.
course.
Bernie blocked
Yeah,
that shit.
which is good, but
Bernie, the
if
man,
they
just
go
coming
through
in
the
at the
strike-
last minute.
if they do go through with the strike, they may end up like passing that anyways. The Democrats will cave and just say, "All right, take them down," because they don't want to lose in the midterms. And if the gas prices start going up again, and we start having problems with more problems with inflation, that's going to hurt the Democrats in the midterms, and they will fucking just be like, "Yep, fuck those workers."
They are the
Worker rights.
Democrats.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the funny thing, I was really looking forward to like the strike happening, and then like the media having to just
Cover it.
completely come up with some bullshit where they're like,
Oh, they already have.
yeah, this
You think-
this
wait,
is
wait, wait, wait.
so
Oh, no,
they
no,
did this because they hate America. There's no other reason. They really
I do
don't.
have
There's
one
already
question.
warning.
I-
They
I-
already. Go ahead.
Can I go? I do have a question. Is it going to be, would they do a similar situation with what happened at, I think it's called Mount Blair?
Blair Mountain.
Blair
no.
I
Mountain,
would
yeah.
be very surprised.
I would be surprised considering that was a highly organized union that had access to firearms in a very remote location, and then
All right.
the thing that led up to their eventual rebellion was essentially this government attempting to stop them from striking through violent means, to the point where they threw fucking bombs on them from airplanes
Oof.
and
Nice.
mustard
no.
gas.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nah.
I mean, that's
this would
kind
be
of
a
based, though,
nationwide
taking
strike.
up arms and, fighting the
Mustard
government.
doesn't-
But, yeah, no, that seems pretty hard to
Can embed Twitter. You piece of
replicate.
shit.
Yeah, no, that's going to be pretty hard to replicate, for sure.
But there's been a lot of railroad workers talking about it on TikTok, and a lot of them, they're like, they can't take sick days. They can't schedule anything, because they're basically always on call.
A
To work.
fucking piece of infrastructure this important doesn't have redundancies for when workers need to do shit.
They
This is-
barely take care of their own infrastructure. They own the rails. The rails aren't publicly owned, and they barely take care of that infrastructure.
When you say they own,
Like-
who are we talking about? Are we talking about big corporations that own these rail systems?
Yeah, BNSF, CSX, Union Pacific. Those are the big three companies. No, because it's something that never gets talked in. Whenever Amtrak has a derailment or an accident, of course it gets talked about. But derailments of freight cars is very fucking common, and it's just because they don't. The tracks don't get maintained properly, and the cars don't get maintained properly. So, when you have a truck that the trucks are like the
I
wheel,
wonder.
the wheel. Yeah.
I wonder, though, maybe y'all should get more French migrants. I wonder
No.
if that would help.
No.
The French do not like the fact that, the French would absolutely not like those fucking working conditions if they immigrated, and they would
true,
start
but
shit.
the people who immigrate from France would be people who are wealthy enough to immigrate, and
Yeah,
therefore they
no,
would
that's
love strike
true.
breaking.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, you'd be surrounded by French people.
I mean,
objective fucking like penalty.
No,
if I can
the
say though,
Americans
unless
love
they've
French
got,
people. What are you talking about?
We do? Who said?
we like the food, not we like the
Bro,
food.
we
there's
hated
a
French people
difference.
so much that like we changed the name of French fries to Freedom Fries for a while, like. Because you guys
No,
were
that
in it.
was a bitch move. That was a bitch move.
I know
because,
it's a bitch move, but that still
because-
shows exactly our fucking disdain for the French in America for the
They
average
even
American.
stem
I love
Why the hell
that
did
literally they like gifted you your most famous monument, and you're like, fuck them, fuck the French.
No, they not only did
Hey,
give
they
us
didn't join us in our military
liberty.
adventurism in the Middle East, and therefore they're bad and hate of freedom in
Yeah.
America.
Hey, wait.
No.
Easy,
The
surrender
reason there's a sudden hatred for France, it happened back in the '60s when France decided that they didn't want to be a part of NATO. That I think what Charles de
that
Gaulle
whole
exactly said. Yeah, I think what Charles de Gaulle said was, "We're going to defend ourselves from both the East and the West."
I love Charles de
Yeah.
Gaulle. dude.
Okay, well, I
He
don't
was
think that lasts
fucking-
very long, because I'm pretty sure they're
Yeah,
in
no,
NATO
they
now,
didn't.
aren't
It didn't because they're part of NATO again. So, you know.
Yeah, but
He
then
was,
Well, they
he was
can't- well, the-
against
well, the-
Britain
the-
joining the EU, though. He was very vehement. That's why Britain was not one of the founding members of the EU, was because de Gaulle
Yeah.
was like, I will block this!
also-
It will not happen!
Well, also, I think the biggest thing that pissed off America the most was when he ordered all the U.S. Air Force bases in France to be closed
Yeah.
Based.
and turned over to the French. Like Orly, I found out Orly Airport outside of Paris used to be a U.S. Air Force base.
Mm.
Like, yeah.
I can't remember.
The same reason as the Second World War, because the French told someone to do something and they didn't want to.
No, but the French, I can't understand why Charles de Gaulle hated the US, but I think one part of me is like, okay, he's jealous because he saw the US as like an imperialist system and France was just losing all its colonies.
I feel
It was
like
just
the
like,
the
If
meme
this can happen
answer
to us, you will not be having any help.
the meme
feel like
answer
that
to this is that he just hated the English so much that because it was a former like British colony,
British
he
colony.
also hated.
I had to.
No, I think
pause.
that it has very little to do with that. I think like modern perceptions of the French have a lot to do with how we view their like response to our biggest national tragedy that basically defined us.
Oh, you
Like
mean
us as a
9/11?
nation.
Wait,
Yeah,
did-
because after 9/11, we wanted to go to the Middle East to go like hunt down Osama bin Laden
Yeah.
and yada yada yada, get the weapons of mass destruction.
in Iraq.
France was one of the countries who wouldn't join the coalition,
Hmm.
and that's when we decided to start
I wonder,
renaming
did
things
we
to Freedom
wait?
Fries
So
and
did
yada
we
yada.
did we join the no wait, that's the one you were talking about, the weapons of mass destruction.
That was the Iraq
Would it
War.
be possible? Yeah, no, but
Well,
would it be possible?
France-
Would it be possible that France knew something shifty was going on and said like,
I mean, everyone
yeah.
knew something shit. Everyone knew something was
Everybody-
shifty.
yeah, but like, were the
everybody knew.
French the only ones to have the guts to say, hell nah, bro, we ain't into that shit. You can keep your fucking stinky ass bitch.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough evidence for them to be like, "Yeah, we'll go invade this place." But
Hang on,
they
who was
hurt our
the
feelings.
president back then? Give me a second.
Bush.
I don't know.
No, but I mean,
Oh, in the
French
United States, it was
president.
President
The
Bush.
French.
Monsieur gay fuck le
Mm,
pédophile.
Le frog-dick.
Of Iraq.
Small dick pédophile.
Wait, which war are we talking about again? Fuck,
The
I
Iraq
keep forgetting. The Iraq War, the 2003 invasion of Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he related to Macron's wife?
It was
Yeah.
Macron's wife.
Oh man, okay, really quick. I was.
Jacques Chirac. Oh, it was good
I
old
was
Jacques Chirac.
watching-
Yeah.
His
yeah,
name
I was
sounds like
watching.
Iraq.
Yeah.
I was watching.
That's
I
why
was
he was
watching
like,
about
bitch, you are attacking
and,
Iraq. That's in my name, you fucking
he
bastard.
was talking about 9/11. He was talking about 9/11 and like Osama bin Laden's like reasons for doing it, and he mentioned the the U.S. invasion of Iraq, known as Desert Storm, and he got a bunch of really young people going like, "How did Osama bin Laden know about the U.S. invasion of Iraq?" And he had to explain what Desert Storm was. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm so fucking old.
Yeah.
This is a statement. I am literally dating someone who wasn't alive when 9/11 happened.
Oh,
Fucking
That is a
pedophile.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Pedophile.
Wait a second.
Why did hang on,
Wait a
Cora?
processing.
Why did France refuse
Processing.
to fight in the Iraq War?
21 years old, at least.
As I
Why-
So
understand
it's
it
not
boils
in
down-
like the danger zone. You're fine.
Yeah.
wait, he's like, wait, I thought like I was thinking like, oh shit, they're like 18. No, he's like the burger's like 26.
No,
You're
no,
26, right?
I'm
Don't
27.
you know, like,
Oh.
don't you know that Twitter says that
Yeah.
if there's more than a 6-month age difference, you're a pedophile?
The-
Well, like, the general rule of thumb is half your age plus 7, right? That's
Mayo,
I feel like that's
lit-
kind of bullshit, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I found some of the weakest answers on Quora about why France refused to fight.
We've
The first
moved-
one is legit, but the second one is
moved
like
on.
the French population was against the war. This matters because, well, France is a democracy and politicians should listen to the will of their people. It's like
What do you have?
I don't think that's how France works.
We've moved on to accusing Burger of pedophilia.
Oh no.
do anything.
I want to go back to Hamburg. It was nice. I want to drink there
Yeah.
again.
Oh, I've got a coworker
Yeah, it
who
was
lives in
good.
Hamburg right now. Do you want to go harass him?
I'm sure.
Remind you that like, we are on stream, so don't like give his address.
I'm saying it in a joke.
Class S.
Hey,
Class
Cora.
S.
Hey, Core, real quick, what's your what's the numbers on your passport and your credit card number? I forgot. I need it for some information.
Yeah, can you remind me real quick the pin to your online banking?
Hey,
Yeah.
what's your what's your social security number? It's a really cool. I love those numbers.
They
I
don't
love
have social
collecting.
security.
We do. I
We
think
just don't have a
um,
retarded as hell system for it.
Yeah, they have a system that
Arno,
wasn't
Arno,
developed in
what's
the
your
40s.
what's your national ID number then? Because I think most European don't a lot of European
I'm
countries
jealous
have like
of that.
We
I
have,
really
we have,
forgot
a, we
that.
ha- I think we have. I have a number on my ID, but I don't think if I give it to you, you can like do anything with it. I'm not going to do it because of I don't know that maybe you can, and I just don't know about it. But there's no like never give out the number on your passport on your ID
I
card.
assume if you have it, it can be used as a form of identification for things like banking and stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I never have done that though. Like
Yeah.
I have a PIN code for my online banking and like 2-factor authentication.
what's your
I
Well,
mean, opening accounts and
authentication.
stuff, like
Yeah.
getting a credit card.
Mm.
I don't know how that works in your country.
I just went to the way I recall doing it as I went to the bank as like I'd like to make it, or rather the credit union, because I'm at a credit union, and I was like I want to do an account, and they were like, who are you? And I was like, here is my ID card, and then they wrote things down from it, potentially maybe also the number on it. That is possible. And that was that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's riveting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very riveting
Here
story.
we have a magical number that acts similar to true names for summoning demons, and
Yeah.
if you use it, we actually if you know someone's social security number, they will actually be forced to show up. It's why we can only give it to our employers.
I love that you can just guess someone's social security number.
It's pretty easy. Yeah.
It's just-
If you
don't you
take
love
your
that
social security number and add 1 to it, that's a valid social security number.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, did
It's probably like your neighbor's number.
It's so fucking. Actually, my social security number throws people off because it's
666.
no, because well, there isn't a 6. Actually, is there a social security number that starts with 666?
If
have
it's just
to be.
increments, then it could be like the 666th person to get one.
They deploy like social security numbers by like region, and so the region my number's from is different from where I live. So when I have to give it out, it like throws people off.
There's a
they know you're a
prefix
foreigner.
depending on the state.
Yeah,
666.
because mine is out of Delaware because I was born in Germany, and so like all like foreign-born Americans get either like Delaware or California.
This only furthers my opinion that Delaware isn't a real state. Like, all the companies that are based there
Delaware is a
aren't
weird
real.
state. Like
and
all
the
like
people
all
there aren't from there.
well, like all the military shit, all like the U.S. military shit that goes to Europe and Asia or Europe and Africa, go through Delaware, through Dover Air Force Base, and then you have that.
Apparently, 666 is very specifically not included. You have 665 and you have 667. 665 is Louisiana. 667 is Georgia.
Oh, but what's 669?
669. That would be
It's nice.
Georgia. It's somewhere in Georgia.
Here's the thing
Georgia.
here's the thing about 666. It's a mistranslation. It's
the
actually
Hebrew.
669. That's the devil number. So
Yeah.
jokes on you, area of Georgia
Oh,
that this is located in.
I got two funny stories
I'll
about
put them together.
420 420 and 666. We used to have a U.S. highway called U.S. Highway 666, which ran through like New Mexico, up into Colorado and Utah. It was a route off of U.S. Highway 66, you know, the famous one.
Yeah.
They changed it to a different number back in the mid-90s, not because it's the devil's number, but because so many people were stealing the signs. So they had to change it. And the same thing with in Colorado on Interstate 70, they have mile markers along the road, and they replaced mile marker 420 because it kept getting stolen. They replaced it with mile
420, bro.
They replaced it with mile marker 419.99.
That's some coward shit.
Yeah.
Kind of
Well,
is.
that just shows you that 0.99 equals 1.
It does, yeah.
According to Colorado.
Also, wasn't Colorado one of the first states to legalize weed?
Yeah, and that's why they had to change it. Because people people will see mile marker 420 and they would and they'd steal it. That's also that's also a rumor. There was a rumor that one of the interstates in the like the Atlanta metro area was going to be Interstate 420, and like there's a legend that the reason they changed the interstate number was because they were worried about people stealing it.
Yeah. The whole interstate, dude? How do you steal a whole road?
I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, you just...
you get some pretty creative people sometimes.
Jackhammer and Conviction Burger.
How about a jack off hammer? Am I right?
Sledgehammer, more like.
Right there, it's kind of hard if you don't have an anchor for it.
Oh wait, I got before I take off, I actually got one more kind of funny story about highways. So back in the late 80s, like at one of the interstate junctions out in LA, there was a junction between one interstate to another interstate, but the problem was that the signage didn't have any way to tell you. Like there was one sign that told you, you know, if you want to go on this interstate, you need to get off now, but it didn't have like the shield for the interstate. So this designer, this artist, got really angry about it, and so what he ended up doing, he pulled up all the code, like all the books from the library, all like the books of like how the shields are designed and everything, and the color codes and all that, and he went and made his own shield. Then like early morning on Sunday, he dressed up as a California DOT worker, and drove out to the sign to the junction in his pickup truck and went up on the ladder to the huge sign and like glued it on himself, and then just took off.
Uh-huh.
And then he told a couple friends about it, what he had done, and then after like a couple months, it made like the local news. They were like, yeah, this rather than try to wait for Caltrans to do it themselves, this guy just did it himself, and it's a very accurate replication, and yada yada yada. And California DOT was like not happy about it, because it's like, all signs.
That sounds kind of illegal. Like,
yeah, it sounds kind of illegal. The thing is that they said, we're not going to charge him for it because, they didn't charge him for it, but they did say they were going to take it down, and they said they would put a proper sign up. The thing was that they left it up for about 5 years.
nice.
It would be so funny if they just changed it back to like being wrong and then left it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just like that how they were like, oh well, we're gonna go and take care of this because it's it's technically we'll take care of it. And it's like they just let it sit there for 5 years. And it's like, that's probably why he did it in the first place.
That would be kind of like fucking
I've
the
got
guys
the
who like
cats
go
in my lap.
when people plug in potholes on their own on the road, and then like the government shows up, to, like the local city government, to like take the glue out of the potholes again to unfix them because it wasn't authorized.
Hey everybody, I got a bounty. Have a good one.
Sure, man.
Yeah. I do. My cat has been a very naughty cat this week. He's got himself scratched on the nose because he was play fighting too aggressively with some other cats he hangs out with. Haven't you, Romeo, huh? He's also managed to somehow cut his collar off his neck. Like, I've shown you how it looks, Chris, haven't I?
Nope.
Your cat managed to free itself?
Well, no, he's got a collar.
The tyranny of you?
Yeah. He's managed, but like his collar has his name tag, the information, like phone numbers to call if you find him like outside of the communal garden, because we've more or less just told everyone, hey, this is our cat if you see him in your house for some fucking reason, because Romeo loves to fucking go and eat all the food in the world in other people's houses, don't you, you little sneaky rat bastard?
If I was, I would as well, honestly. If I was
I would as well. I mean, as a human, if I go more than like 20 minutes without eating something, it's like I'm basically dying.
But yeah, no, his nose has healed fine, but I think he's gonna get a scar. It's not a big scar, but it'll
that means
to you, Romeo.
That means he's a tough cat. That means he'll get all the cat pussy.
Hell yeah.
No, he's castrated. He can't.
Well, he could dry hump. I mean,
no, because he was castrated like really young.
A big fucking F in the chat.
Yeah.
Big F for my boy Romeo. Big shout for Romeo.
Yeah, that him cutting his collar. I don't know why. It reminds me of that dude who fucking released like 1.5 million ladybugs in Central Park.
Base.
And
Why?
Base.
He's a TikToker. That's all you need to know.
Of
that's
course,
all
because
the
it's
reason.
a fucking challenge. Like we
Cause
did,
environmental disaster.
Okay.
Yeah, the
No,
one
pause,
thing I will
let
say-
me finish. No, pause. Let me finish. He was placed under house arrest. He cut off his ankle monitor and fled to Colombia.
Hell yeah.
Fucking what? I'm like,
He caused massive environmental damage. That's why he was arrested.
like, I will say, like, I understand people releasing ladybugs, but just, read up on the animals you want to free, you want to release, I guess, in the wild. 'Cause sometimes those animals are not compatible, yo. You know?
These kind
I
of
don't
people
think
don't
that was
really
something
care.
he really gave a shit about. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like maybe.
I read another story about a dude who, I don't know how he did it. He got 1 million tadpoles and was raising them in his backyard. And when he was like, the news asked him like why, because he made the local news, of course. And he asked him, they asked him, it's like, why are you doing this? And he's like, I just want to have my own frog army.
So that's a base
Oh, yeah, that guy.
response.
He fucked up his entire local ecosystem. So
Yeah, he
I mean,
destroyed
it's bad,
'cause
but
he
I can
lived
kind
in
of relate to wanting your own frog army.
Well,
yeah,
who
it's like-
can't,
it's like-
honestly?
It was pretty obvious, like when they filmed them, like his backyard was just completely destroyed, and the frogs were like moving outwards into like his neighbors' backyards. It was like a wave of frogs.
it was in his plumbing too.
And give me a
So,
second, guys.
this might be misinformation, but when we were in Hamburg, I'm pretty sure someone told us that there was someone doing that with like turtles.
I'm not sure, but I didn't hear that about that. Maybe Joy told you about this.
Yeah, she did, but I don't know if it was misinformation or not. Like, I can't trust any of you.
Generally speaking, it probably was misinformation.
All right.
Yeah. Oh wait, Posh. There was that guy in France who did something similar with Orbeez. He like filled his bathtub. Yeah, it was somewhere in France. He filled up his bathtub full of Orbeez, and he didn't realize like how big they would get. So they just started he tried to push them down the drain, and they were coming up his toilets, and
Orbeez, yeah. I remember this one, yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually it's like they were coming out of the sewage drains, like on his street, and he got like a letter from like the town council, like he was getting like big fines.
Yeah, no. Honestly,
Nah, it's
like,
just
fucking idiot. Well, no, bruv.
It's
Don't
like
record
honestly,
yourself doing it.
or maybe like if you're like the store, like the tadpole store, that sells tadpoles to like laboratories and shit. Maybe when some random kid comes up and says, "Hey, I want to buy 1 million tadpoles," maybe
don't do that.
Don't sell it
like,
to 'em.
maybe restricting bulk purchases is sometimes a good thing, I think.
Well, that's
Damn, authoritarian, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go full authoritarian, especially when it comes to pets, like, or just animals in general.
Well,
like,
it's
obviously
like
all those dangerous chemical products, but I'm like, bro, I don't care if you're making a fucking bomb, fucking do it. I don't care. Like, animals though, it's like real shit right now.
What if the animal gets hit by the bomb?
It's like when I was growing up, like Walmart and Hy-Vee, like around Halloween time, they wouldn't sell toilet paper to kids.
LMAO, of course they wouldn't. Fucking cowards. Come on, a bit of terrorism isn't that bad, kids.
Yeah, it's just TP. You just TP somebody's house,
Yeah.
I mean,
what happened to youthful innocence? Shaking my head. Today's generation is so weak.
Well, and because
literally the weakest guy in this place.
No, because and we were denied toilet paper, so we had to escalate. So we went to leaving a flaming bag of poop on somebody's front door.
No, that's even better. That's even fucking.
Oh
better, bro.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my god. I do want to say I've been trying to. You know how I said I have a problem with like focusing because of my ADHD? Shit, give me a second. I've got a call.
He's lost train of thought.
No, fuck you. My dad's calling me. Give me a
I was just wondering, over there in Europe, do you guys have Nextdoor?
What?
No.
It's
Is
a
it a clothing
service.
shop?
No, it's like a social network for your neighborhood.
Oh yeah, it's not called that here, but I am in a social network for my neighborhood. Yeah, I get a fuck ton of emails from them every day. I've never really been online.
I do as well. Like a lot of them are like, "Hey, I saw this cat. It was wandering around. Just want to make sure it has an owner." And then it's either like stuff like that, or people trying to sell stuff, or like offering work.
That is cute.
And
Problem is, Germans do not have an understanding of like solidarity.
Oh my god. So,
I'm
you know
sorry,
how I
that's
said
bullshit,
having...
dude. That is a mischaracterization of Germany. The whole thing is just people, like, with me, my neighborhood is just all people trying to give shit away that they don't need anymore. They're not even trying to
Mine
sell
is
it.
not.
Guys.
And it's never been, but I can't... I'm the poor fuck from the rich area.
yeah,
Guys.
Might be to do with that.
You know how I said that me having this cold was has been my shittiest week? Just turned into my best week because I don't have to help my parents unpack. LMAO.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Sometimes having a cold is worth it.
But now, like, this one woman actually got banned from our local next store, because initially she got like on everybody's bad side because some kids in our neighborhood were playing Ding Dong Ditch, and she was threatening to call the cops on them, and everybody told her to and everybody told her to shut up, and she would end up being banned because of she was complaining about how we have public housing in our neighborhood as well, and so we get people from walking from the public housing over to like the grocery store and the gas station, and she kept complaining that they weren't walking on the sidewalk and they were walking on her grass. Like they were walking along the sidewalk. It's just sometimes they'd walk on the grass, and she kept complaining about and threatening and saying that, she wanted to know who they were because she wanted to call the cops and stuff. And it just so happened every time she complained, it was because the person she took a picture of was a black person, and people were like,
LMAO.
It's a very big surprise. I would not have expected the story to
You
take
want to hear
such
the
a
most
turn.
stuck-up rich person thing from the communal garden I live in? A lady had enough of kids playing ball. I think it was a softball. So badly, she fucking took the family to court. No fucking joke. She took the fucking family to court.
That's such a low quality move. Just like throw shit.
That's the entire reason. That's the entire reason, by the way, why we cannot play any form of balls that are like, lever.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's amazing. It's just like. You give people like the tiniest megaphone, like our next door only has like 500 people in it, and it's just you give people the tiniest megaphone and they will just go off.
Yeah, you've seen Twitter.
Yeah,
it's literally just that.
Oh my god.
I mean, oh yeah. One more thing she did, and she's done this like she did this for like the past couple of years before she was banned from posting. She would always complain like a couple weeks after. She never complained after Christmas about people still having their lights up, or after Halloween, people still having their decorations up. But yeah, after Pride Month, she would start telling people to take their pride. Of course, she complained tell people take their pride flags down and shit.
That's absurd.
Yeah, of course you would.
If I was gay, I would be fucking putting up pride flags just all the time. Like I get it.
I
got a pride flag hanging out of my window. It's like, and like it just so happens our neighborhood is
ungovernable.
Well, it just so happens like our neighborhood is like one of the most progressive neighborhoods in Sioux Falls, which isn't saying much, but at least it's something. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Hang on, give me a second. I need to open the door. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is famous last words shit.
So did you hear that? some Australians want to replace Queen Elizabeth with Steve Irwin on their currency.
Based.
I am all for that.
Based.
I am all for that.
I really hope.
I would say Steve Irwin and Mad Max, but Mel Gibson's a piece of shit, so never mind.
Yeah, probably not a good idea to have Mel Gibson on your dollars.
I mean,
I love that Mel Gibson is like still just working in Hollywood. Like he's still getting.
Who are you talking? Who you're talking about?
Mel Gibson.
He's
Mel Gibson, the uncancelable Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
is incredible.
Yeah, I do want to. I do want to shift topic a bit because I was trying to start like a topic of like, hey, ADHD and shit. I do feel like I've started to get better with like focusing on games, mostly because I've started telling myself like, okay, don't play a single game during the entire week. Just focus on playing one game per day. You know, one different game per day. Which I think has helped me a bit.
How? What? I don't understand. Why is it a problem to play different games?
No, it's not a problem. I've just been starting to train myself to go like, hey, stop playing a single game during the entire week or the entire month, which did tend to happen quite a lot like during my teens, where I would just binge a game during an entire month and then go like, yeah, I've played this enough and never pick it up again. But it's just like training.
What's wrong with that, though?
I mean, it just gives me game fatigue, and like, it's like I like playing the games I have, and I hate this feeling of fatigue I get every time, where it's like, well, yeah, you just can't play this game anymore because you've just played it so much. It's like, I like playing those games, so, you know, I'd like to continue playing those games.
That's understandable, actually, that makes sense.
The problem I have with games is that I have like a lot of games I've never played before, so like I'll be like, okay, no, I'm gonna play a new game. I'm gonna play a game I've never played before, and then I get frozen because I just with the course of having my Steam account, I have a lot of games.
Yep. And
then I get frozen. I can't make a decision, and I end up going back to like City Skylines or Civ 5 or something.
Something that really irritates me is that I find games and they're like exactly up my alley. They're like the exact kind of shit that I like. Then I play them and I enjoy playing them, but then I never touch them again because they just did. I never feel the urge to play them again.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that as well, but it's mostly because like I'm playing a game that I'm really into, which is also the problem where it's like I play a game that I'm really into and then I just cannot pick up other games as well just because I'm so hyper focused on that one game. Which not bad, but it's just it also increases the game fatigue, is the game fatigue feeling I get.
How about
as well?
Instead of game, it's gay sex, gay.
Oh
sex.
Yeah,
I do want to say though, because I've been starting to train myself with like, hey, only focus on like one game per day and focus on like other games when you know look at posts and shit. You know, when you look on social media, don't look at the one game you're playing because, you know, while you might find content for it, you might be disappointed because you've already looked at that content. I've managed to find a few games that I'm kind of excited for, that are coming out like soonish, I guess.
Yeah, I really hate when I start sucking dick and the next thing I know it's 2 a.m. and my stomach hurts.
Yeah. No, but like I've discovered, what was it called? Dying Breed RTS. Oh, God damn it, Chris! What the fuck did you just post?
This is a classic, dude. This is lit.
I do what I do for the people.
Yeah.
The viewers at home.
The thing I really dislike is how I've played so much Civ 5.
You cannot pick it up.
No, that like if I try to play any Civ-like game,
it's just automatically inferior.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just automatic.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, and it's
I've
like
not really
no,
played
this
any Civ-like games since Civ 5, aside from space ones.
Yeah.
I've played Civ 6 and it fucking sucked.
I tried so hard to get into Civ 6.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I love Civ 5 is one of my most played games of all time. Love it.
I'm not that much into Civ,
like
to be honest.
It's I think the reason I like Civ 5 so much is that it's basically just Civ 4 with hexagons. Because I love Civ 4 as well.
Right,
but I can't go back to Civ. But I can't go back to Civ 4 because it doesn't have hexagons. Or what? Yeah.
Doesn't have tax evasion.
What's like? I don't.
Hexagons.
I do play some turn-based, but I've never gotten the like. People tell me like, oh, it's a hex-based game, or oh, it's like a square-based game. I'm like, why are people so attached to like the grid-based system? Not the grid-based system, but like the way the grid-based system is designed.
What do you mean?
Like if it's a hexagon or
okay.
Because one is clearly superior to the other, and I won't tell you which one to stir controversy.
Yeah. I just find
the reason
either
people
of them
get
enjoyable.
attached to the grid system is because it's an easy way to view movement in a tactical sense in terms of units of movement, as opposed to like, have you ever tried playing a game that doesn't use a grid system, that uses like similar to like movement-based combat? It tends to be a little bit annoying when it uses like actual meters or feet. Like, have you ever played the Pathfinder Kingmaker game or something like that? Like, sometimes like you will like try and move up to a thing to attack it, and you think you have enough movement, and it turns out you're like half a meter away from actually being in range of your sword. It's kind of like just hexes and squares just tend to usually work better in a two-dimensional movement grid.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I was thinking more along the lines. But yeah, that's a fair point.
I think what Posh was asking is like people who are upset about squares, but like are hexagon diehards.
Oh, like
yeah, but
because they're weird and different. Because here's why: because squares do up and down and left and right better. Hexagons do like diagonals better. Because it's really weird when you have to when you want to go straight up and you have to do a fucking zigzag like with a hexagon.
I'm gonna be honest. With
squares, if you're diagonal, you're going extra distance somehow because of the.
I'm gonna be honest. The reason I like hexagons is because they look better.
Hexagons.
No, that's fair.
Good.
Hexagons are quite a nice shape, but I don't mind to be honest.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not that much of a turn-based guy.
A solid 6 out of 10 shape.
I mean, I play a lot of D&D and stuff, so it's almost every RPG
I did
game
say,
is turn-based because it would be really annoying to do RPG games.
RTS is so fucking stressful to me. I just don't like it.
It depends. Imagine
you play a D&D game and the combat works by whoever shouts the loudest and quickest at you at the DM.
No. So there are some RTS games that. So there's different kind of RTS games. There's obviously like the min-maxing, like all the key combos, StarCraft and shit. Well, I mean most RTS games are like that, but not some. Just have varying speeds to them. Like from what I can remember from Command and Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars, it is a very good game if you've got like lost the battle but you've not lost the war kind of sense. Get what I'm saying? Like you can lose the battle in the battle map you're currently playing, but you can still like pump out units quickly and just go like, okay, this is the second round, bitch.
An interesting real-time strategy game I remember is Northgard.
Northgard. Oh, I do have that. It's like that. God, how do you explain it?
It's quite interesting to have an real-time strategy game that you can also have a fucking economical win in.
Yeah. No, economical wins for strategy games can be quite interesting, I find.
So like you were talking about how stressful RTSs are. I'll tell you my most stressful, headache-inducing, and this was a single-player mission, was in Red Alert 2. I was playing the Allies side, and there's a level where you have to defend the Pentagon in Washington D.C. from the Soviets, and I was playing on hard mode, and I got stuck in a loop with the computer because the Pentagon's in 5 pieces, and as long as one piece survives and you defeat the Soviets, you win the game. So most of the Pentagon can be destroyed and you can still win. But I got into a loop where the Soviet computer kept pumping out tanks to attack me, and all I could do was put up prism laser towers just to hold them back, and I was stuck in that loop for like 20 minutes until I had enough resources to not only hold them back but then start to make ground, and it was one of the most stressful games I ever played.
Yeah,
Just
no,
to
that's
defend this
completely
tiny,
understandable.
and it's like, yeah, most of the Pentagon was just gone, but except for like one
it is
tiny
called the
piece, and then
Pentagon, isn't
eventually,
it?
Yeah.
yeah,
the Penta here.
It's fucking.
No, it ended up just being gone. It ended up just being a gone.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's.
Also, like, early on, like, I like playing RTS games, but I don't ever want to play multiplayer RTS.
Oh no, multiplayer RTS, unless it's with friends, is complete cancer.
I don't like multiplayer in general. I don't know.
Well, like the reason that happened to me was when I first started playing them. Like one of the first games was StarCraft.
Oh,
and
right.
I was like, oh, there's like an online feature. So I started playing it online.
Poor bastard.
And I like did like what I did in single player. You know, I built up all. I was playing the Zerg. I was doing everything I was supposed to do, and then the dude just came in with like 20 siege tanks and just destroyed everything. And then at the end of the game,
that's not fun.
It lifts the fog so you can see everything on the map. And he had the map just covered in siege tanks and artillery mode.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this dude
did
just
he manage that with StarCraft economy?
He cheated. Bruh. This was early on in BattleNet, so he just cheated. And I was just like, why is this fun? How is this fun? How's this fun for him? How's this fun for him? How's this fun for me?
Yo,
like, this sucks.
Just as a fucking thing, I put in like Ice Demon in the Stable Diffusion one, and this is straight up like a D&D book illustration. This fucking rocks.
Burger.
That's cool.
So I've got the wow. That is quite nice. But I've got the Command and Conquer remaster.
Yeah.
I like the game story-wise. Obviously, it's like early RTS games with like FMV cutscenes and shit, which are quite campy, yes, but I still love them.
I love the I never played Command and Conquer, but just Joe Kukin as Kane is legendary.
No, oh my god, he's beautiful, man. He's beautiful.
No, he's great. No, campiness and like full motion videos are just a thing with Command and Conquer. That's why I like how even when they were putting out games in like the late 2000s and early 2010s, they still had like acting scenes.
Yeah, the only one that breaks that is Command and Conquer Generals, not the expansion Command and Conquer Generals 0 Hour, which is best expansion out of every single one. Like, for me, it's the best one. No contest. I love continuously pick 0 Hours.
I like how Generals was like supposed to be the serious Command and Conquer, because you had the United States versus China versus basically ISIS.
GLA.
They're called the GLA. And it's like, it's supposed to be like based on real world events and everything. And then you look at the 3 factions, and the United States has like for like their constructor units, it's like a big a big bulldozer, you know, with a guy who like sounds like he's smoking cigars from like New York, like New Jersey, and then you have like the Chinese like bulldozer with a dude like committed to making China better. Meanwhile, the GLA, their constructor unit, is this little dude who says, "Please don't whip me."
No, it's please. Oh, okay, I will work.
I will work.
No,
and,
no. I know the lines. I know most of the lines by heart. It's oh, okay, I will work.
And then his upgrades.
Does it have to be so far?
And it's
Can I
like
please
one
have
of
some
like
shoes?
you
can upgrade the civilians to have shoes so they can work slightly faster, carry slightly more money.
They move 50%
faster.
Yeah, they move 50% faster, and they say, "Thank you for these shoes."
It is
new
really
shoes.
incredible to.
Oh my god! But I can.
You have this amazing power of speaking and then leaving enough of a pause that, like, as per social convention, that should be interpreted as now it is another person's turn to speak. And then the second the first bit of voice is raised, you just keep on talking. That is the most epic bait and switch bullshit I have ever seen.
I don't know how Look, the thing is, I don't know how, because the thing is, my mind can be a jumble sometimes, so I'm trying to process my thoughts, and then conveniently someone else starts talking.
Incredible, dude.
Like, I'm talking about Command & Conquer. I'm playing the remaster right now. If you want to watch for what little time we have.
I just want to say one more thing about Generals. The funniest version of Generals is the German version.
Oh no.
Because all the avatars of like the generals, they gave them like a silver skin tone and like a robotic reverb in their when they're talking. So they look like these. And the best part is the GLA. Instead of having a suicide bomber units, it's a barrel with wheels.
Yep. The best part is some of the unit design. So there was the missile buggy, which was some of the best shit you could see. It's like you just had rocket pods on a fucking dune buggy. Literally.
The GLA has the most. They have when you build them, they're some of the weakest units, but their power is they can pick up scrap on the battlefield from other units and add on to their units. So like their technicals and their tanks start out as like these like World War II pieces of shit, but when they gather more and more scrap, they just become so overpowered.
Yep.
It's great. The GLA is great.
Yep.
So they're like just basically Toyotas.
Yeah, but you had so many things. Like you had a quad cannon that shredded through infantry and aircraft really easily. You had the demo truck, which was a truck, which I kid you not had like anthrax bombs. You could either equip it with anthrax bombs, super explosives, or like a mix of the two, but it was just less powerful than choosing one of the major upgrades. And it could also, it had an ability where you could select any vehicle on the map, as long as the map was revealed, and disguise yourself as that vehicle.
Hang on, is this fucking real that like this UK motherboard just went on the loading screen?
I don't think so, but it's funny as
because I saw this with the UK Switch, and I was not able. I was seeing a lot of evidence that was real. That you can't play this UK Switch right now.
Oh no, that was.
Have Nintendo decided just banning all users?
Okay.
But no, like if you have a motherboard, you can change, like, instead of having like the motherboard logo, you can change it to a different image.
A mummy board.
And like the BIOS.
Oh,
a mummy board.
Yeah. Oh, it's the mummy board.
my big-titted goth girlfriend motherboard.
I watched Kyle Kalinski's breakdown of like the shit that King Charles now needs to have done. The motherfuckers they press his shoelaces. They like iron his shoelaces.
Yeah.
He has a butler. He has a valet put toothpaste on his toothbrush.
Wait, do you
What
guys
a
not do that in
fucking
Germany?
baby.
When he goes
Do
to
your
visit,
presidents not do that, Burger?
when he goes to visit people in like their country castles, he sends like a moving truck to that has like his bedroom loaded, and they set up his bedroom in whatever guest room he's in, and this like includes the bed and all of the furniture, even the pictures. It's genuinely insane.
Remember when we made fun of Donald Trump for having a button on his desk that summoned Diet Coke?
Yeah, honestly, that was one of the cooler things about Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, look at these assets. So the one thing I will say is the FMV cutscenes, they've been upscaled using AI.
Yeah.
They're not too bad.
I really look forward to when they take a bunch of old movies
And upscale them?
Yeah, and upscale, like Bridge on the River Kwai type stuff.
Like, the one thing I will
really look
complain
forward to
is,
that. Yeah.
like, this part, or, like, there's an intro, for this game, where it's like, they're showing TV shit and CGI, like, really early 3D CGI, and it's fucking horrible upscaled. Like, this is not bad.
Oh yeah,
Even
it will
if
because
the
it's
filter,
like it's low
even
poly,
if
so
the-
it's not gonna.
Yeah, but like if filters move across the screen, it looks fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like we've already got it to where we can upscale old. As long as we have the original film reels, you can upscale it as much as you want, and it looks awesome. It's
Yeah.
just when it comes to like later movies, like especially with CGI.
Audio
once we
quality
figure-
too. That's a big one for me. That's something I
Yeah.
find very difficult with old movies is that they just don't sound very
Yeah.
crisp.
Oh, the one thing I want to show you, if I press spacebar,
Yeah.
bam, old.
Oh
new,
yeah.
old
Between
new.
old-
That is
old.
one of the best changes I have ever
That
seen
looks
in a
cool,
fucking
yeah.
game.
Halo, the Halo Master Chief Collection lets you do the same thing. It's
Yeah.
it's quite dramatic.
Yeah, no, that's a stark contrast because you're playing like a video game that's a first-person shooter, first of all, and I would say somewhat kind of manic. Well,
I
manic.
would say though, regarding like stuff like the bridge over the River Kwai,
Yeah.
this is my industry, like TV movies,
Yeah.
and I would not expect it anytime soon. Not because it can't be done, but because it is a mess of an industry.
Oh yeah.
like,
Here's
wasn't-
my point
wasn't-
though. Here's my point though. There's gonna be all they're doing is remaking old shit. This is the easiest form of remaking old shit, is to just have some AI technician run it through a couple filters and be done with it, and then have another theatrical release even potentially that flops.
No, like honestly, like I can't speak about anything I do, but like the stories of people are just insane. I really doubt it. However, it also wouldn't surprise me if fans, basically just like regular people.
Oh yeah. That's what I hope will happen.
Yeah.
It does sound pretty nice.
I feel like that's part of the reason why so much like AI technology is being like locked behind gates, is so that like big corporations can make a profit of it, but the fact that it like democratizes so much of the technological process and the artistic process just is not supposed to be a thing. They don't like that very much.
I would not be surprised.
That's why I love stable
We'll leave
diffusion.
now. I hope you have a nice evening.
Yeah,
I have to
see you,
go
Core.
to work in an hour.
Oh Jesus
Core.
Christ, dude!
Core, on Sunday, do you want to play anything?
I would like to play something, but I'll have to see if I have to work on Monday.
Yeah, fair. Chris, on
Yeah.
Sunday, do you want Well, I can see if we can play it on Monday, but I'd really like to try out like Insurgency Sandstorm.
Sure.
But like with friends, at the very least. Yeah. Give me a second. Where are you guys? Well, I don't need to stream. We've only got like five minutes left.
Yeah.
I really want to play Ready or Not, but I'm afraid it's gonna like turn me into like a. Well, it probably won't turn me into one, but it's just I watch videos of Ready or Not, and it's like, God damn, they just give you all the power just to be the most horrible cop ever.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Like me and Core were playing it ages ago, like a few months ago, and it became one of our ideas was that we would have cocaine to like sprinkle on civilians if you accidentally shoot.
You can do that. Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like I know Ready or Not is like basically a spiritual sequel to SWAT 4. And I just remember in SWAT 4, like I don't know if you guys watched Soviet Womble or not, but in one of his videos where he plays SWAT 4, like they're planning to do a raid on this house, and this one friend, I forgot his name. I forgot the dude's name. He's been on several videos, but he's got like like this heavy machine gun. I forgot what it was. And while they were planning out like how they were going to raid the house and then everything, he just walks up to the door, yells "knock knock," and just starts blasting the fucking
cyanide. It was probably either cyanide.
No, it wasn't cyanide. It was the American guy. Because cyanide's Indian, Soviet's British.
Yep.
It's like one of the Americans. I just loved that. It was just like knock knock, boom. But he's just panicking.
Oh boy. 77 soldiers versus plus 100. Yeah, damn.
I don't know. I should probably pick up. I do like how in Ready or Not, there's a button where you can lower your gun, so you can practice. You can practice gun discipline.
By the way, Burger, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
In the last week, you've been posting a couple pictures and programming that look generated.
Yeah.
What is that?
generated.
I've been talking about this intermittently throughout the stream. I have a Stable Diffusion running on my computer, and I've been playing around with it quite a bit, and actually it produces really, really good results.
Does anybody here have access to Midjourney? I've been trying to get into the Midjourney.
No, but Stable Diffusion is basically just as good. It made me a Rosemary Fanta earlier. I actually use this extensively in my new video even. But yeah, I've been able to get some really cool shit done with this.
Does it help with like the thumbnails of your video or like?
No, I wouldn't use it. The thumbnails for my video also use AI, but it's a different thing. This fucking
Is it the
rocks.
YouTube one?
No, it's a different kind of process. It's an image style transfer process that I use for the art. This is just to make shit, to make like graphics. It's really it's a fucking church window of John Cena. How is that not?
It's pretty good.
Is it
defenestration?
It's amazing. This.
I do find it very funny that we have a word specifically for throwing someone out of a window. Defenestration. Oh my god. That is such a funny word.
This is what Midjourney makes, is like it focuses on like fantasy and horror stuff. Yeah. The reason I just really quick the reason I want, because a lot of other artists fucking hate AI because they see it as cheating, they see it as undermining, whatever. I just see like I'd like using AI to like help me with like making better artwork, because it's like I like to put like my characters into these amazing scenes and have these amazing backgrounds, but it's difficult for me to get the idea out. Yeah. So I'd like to use like something like Midjourney to make like really to give me inspiration for like really awesome backgrounds that I could recreate on my own,
Yeah.
but I would just be using the AI for inspiration.
I've seen a lot of artists basically say that that's what they use this kind of software for.
Yeah.
Because it's super useful to them. It creates great reference art. It helps them play around with like style and composition. I do fear for the future of art in AI.
So
Well, you're going to have a lot of people. You're going to have a lot of graphic designers and a lot of like corporate artists who are probably going to lose their jobs.
Things are
which
gonna
really
change
sucks.
significantly in the scene, and I know that like corporations are gonna turn this into like a really standardized bullshit thing. But at the same time, it does like open up a lot of like if you as an artist can properly integrate it. I think it's gonna do a lot for the development of art in general.
Yeah.
Because especially like lower income artists will probably suffer from this, which is a problem because of the system that we inhabit.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. Is like we can have all the best high-minded ideas about a thing, but ultimately it comes down to money. I mean, you know.
Ultimately, though, like it's not like this kind of shit is like the standard thing that comes out. More often than not, you get like stuff like this, which looks cool, but it does not hold up to scrutiny for even a second. Right?
Yeah. No.
This has a cool cyberpunk aesthetic, but it doesn't like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But you could use this as like a great starting off point to make art.
Yeah, you use these as a reference for your own work, like especially on the top one, like replacing these AI generated characters with your own characters, adding in your own signage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that to make it unique in yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing I would also do is like whenever I publish something, I'd also mention that AI was used. It's like I wouldn't try to hide it. I'd be honest.
I don't know if that's like even a hiding thing. I don't think that's a big deal, but
Yeah, it's just like in all communities, there's reactionaries, who do have legitimate concerns.
Yeah, because I mean they're artists,
Yeah, but then it gets to the point of like dogma and just like I said, just reaction, where it's like, hey, hang on, you're just poo-pooing the thing without really thinking about the possibilities.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's been real, Yul.
End the stream.
I have to end the stream. Again, next week there will not be a Fast Food Thursday. I'm going to put an announcement again.
Oh, I'm going to cancel Patreon for a week.
Yeah.
That's
I will be
fine.
in Spain, but then the week
Oh,
after,
where are you going?
I will be back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where are you going?